Ma'am,
Yes.
are you able to call the anesthesiologist?
Someone is coming to take you to labor and delivery.
That's not what I asked.
I cannot help.
The video I just watched is absolutely horrifying. There is footage circulating on social media right now of a young black pregnant mother in active labor arriving to an emergency department, and instead of receiving urgent, compassionate care, the triage nurse appears to be more focused on completing paperwork than focusing on the human life right in front of her. It appears she doesn't visibly check her, no fetal monitoring, no stabilization, instead forms in a mother that is in active labor. This is a medical emergency, and in that moment, she appears to be completely ignored. No empathy, no humanity, just cold, and that is completely unacceptable. My heart goes out to that mother. I hope with all my being that she and her baby are okay, because we as healthcare workers, we should be the ones that embody light, hope, compassion, humanity. But in this case, all of that was missing. And here's the hard truth. This is not an isolated incident. Black women in the United States are 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes than white women. 3 times. If you saw that video, and if what you witnessed is an obvious display of discrimination, and you felt your blood boil, you are not alone, because I am fired up too. Because this is entirely preventable. And as caregivers and as healers, we must demand better from ourselves and from our system. And to that young mother, I truly hope you're okay. I hope someone stepped in. I hope you were heard, and I hope you were seen. To my fellow healthcare workers, we need to do better. We must show up. We must listen. We must take action, because every mother deserves dignity. Every baby deserves life, and every patient deserves humanity.
The mother of the woman who was being consistently ignored by the white nurse in Texas, she just posted an update that mommy and baby are doing well, and I put the video in my caption. She said that it was clear that the baby was in distress because he actually had a bowel inside of the mother's womb, which is going to require further testing because that can cause problems that he would not have or potentially have had that nurse did what she was supposed to do, which was ensure that the mother got to labor and delivery immediately. I want Black folks to also be reminded that we celebrate these billionaires, these Black billionaires specifically, but we don't have any hospitals of our own. We don't have any facilities that as a Black person that we can walk into and indeed feel safe, because we understand that it is for us by us. Every single Black billionaire that we know will get a liquor brand, a clothing brand, a perfume, a makeup line, a hair care line. No schools, and I'm not talking about charter schools that they done slap their name on. No chain of grocery stores, no healthcare facilities, pharmacies. Oh, and because Democrat and Republicans in Congress and the Senate are besties, millions of people are going to lose their healthcare, meaning millions of people are going to lose their lives. Because in one of the nations that's considered the wealthiest, folks don't care about the next person until it happens to them or someone they know.
Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Teresa.
And I'm Scholar, and if you're new here, welcome to Sistalk React.
Imagine being in so much pain, you can barely even stand. And the only person who is supposed to help you is just there doing some things and assume as if you doesn't even exist.
So this pregnant mom goes to the hospital because her contractions are hitting hard, and she's in pain, like literally in pain. And this nurse is just sitting there asking questions without even looking at her and seeing how in pain she is in. And you're just sitting there and just doing things in your computer and asking questions. And the one who was recording was like, is this how you treat Black moms? Or this is how you typically treat everyone else? Because apparently this was a racism card thrown at her. But before we dive in ahead, let's first watch how people have reacted to this outrageous news of the nurse ignoring the pregnant mother. And then we're going to come back with a full commentary at the end of the video.
This video is going viral, and rightfully so. I'm not an OBGYN, but as a physician and as a woman, this video makes me violently ill. A woman, a Black woman, literally about to give birth, ignored, dismissed, and treated with zero urgency or empathy. This isn't a busy hospital life. This is harmful medical culture in plain sight. And here's the truth. Black women in the United States are 3 to 4 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related complications than white women, women that look like me. They are twice as likely to experience severe maternal morbidity. They are more likely to report being ignored, disbelieved, or not treated for their pain. And these disparities persist regardless of education, income, or insurance status. This is not about biology. It's about bias, barriers, and broken systems. As someone who works in healthcare every single day, I can tell you this: women, especially women of color, are gaslit far too often, and their pain is minimized. Their symptoms are brushed off. Their concerns are often labeled as anxiety, and every single one of these moments chips away their trust in the healthcare system. And when people don't trust us, they wait to seek care. They avoid care altogether. Their outcomes get worse. Empathy is not optional in medicine. If you can't show compassion for somebody in pain, if you can literally sit there and watch a woman who is physically crowning in a triage chair, you should not be working in healthcare, period. And I can tell you, the culture of that hospital did not fail her in that moment. It failed her long before this video was made, because the culture of that hospital is like that, for people to sit around and think that that is okay. If I saw a woman like that, I'm a neurosurgeon, I would have been running to help her. Specialty doesn't matter, humanity matters. This video is appalling, it's unacceptable, and it should make every clinician, or anyone really, take a hard look at how we treat the people who trust us with their lives. So let's use social media for good. Let's continue to share our stories. Let's share data, share your voice. Let's hold systems accountable. Let's empower patients, especially women and women of color, to speak up and advocate for themselves, to know that this type of treatment is not normal and it is not okay. And if you ever feel dismissed, unheard, or unsafe, you deserve better care. Period. To the nurse in that video and to that entire hospital that thinks that this behavior is okay, do better.
LaCrista Vaughn has not been fired. Don't be fooled. It's your boy Youngstar 63 Fat Jar at the DJ. I need you to like, comment, follow, share, and get into this, because you know that Dallas nurse that watched that lady in labor and they were completely insensitive in Mesquite, Texas? Yeah, they told her she was fired. She not fired. Now, we've all seen the video of the woman who's prolled up to the hospital in Mesquite, Texas, and she was treated horribly. She's in the middle of labor. You can tell this woman's in excruciating pain, and they are just being completely insensitive. We all know what happened. But it came out a couple days later that the woman, the nurse that actually was in that video, was fired. And we all rejoiced. You know, people had doxed the lady. They had doxed the hospital. They were out in front of the hospital protesting. There was even a hospital across the street. They had gotten mixed up. They was out there protesting in front of that hospital, harassing people. Like, they were not playing. It was on this lady's head. When the lady stopped coming to work, people came out and said that the lady was fired. That is not what happened. Because of the amount of tension that is going on, and because of the amount of virality that happened, the woman is on administrative leave or some sort of leave. She's not allowed to be in the hospital because y'all have doxed the hospital. Y'all have been outside protesting the hospital. Y'all have called in bomb threats. Y'all have... Can I say that word on TikTok now? It's just, I don't know. But nonetheless, y'all have just gone in, making sure that this lady don't get a chance to work. But the hospital has not fired her. She is under investigation, but she's not allowed on the property. The moral of this TikTok, y'all keep y'all foot on that lady neck and the hospital's neck. She got to go. Y'all keep protesting. Y'all keep doxing. Y'all keep telling them what they got to do, because they ain't going to be treating us any kind of way. How did I know that this was what she was going to look like? I just felt it in my spirit. She was going to look like this. Blue-eyed and pale. We got to do better.
She's not fired. The reason she's not around is because the hospital placed her on paid administrative leave. She's sitting at home watching all the TikToks, including this one. You might want to send her a message on your behalf. The hospital had to do this because there's hundreds of people protesting in front of the hospital as we speak. Because the hospital has received bomb threats. Because the hospital has been inundated with phone calls. See, LaCrista thought she was just going to do this to yet another patient, because this is not her first rodeo. She's done this before. Except now we have video. We need to continue to raise awareness, because after all, that's Texas. And we know what happens in Texas. She's going to find a group of people that somehow they're going to justify that racist behavior. They're going to be like, well, she was just doing her job. She needed to gather information for patient safety. Getting her fired is just the beginning. The board needs to do a thorough investigation, and they need to revoke her license. Because if she was racist in that hospital, she's been racist before in other facilities, and she's going to be racist in future facilities, putting at risk anyone that doesn't look like her.
Outside of medical racism, I think the problem that we have is that too many women who do not have the best attitude go into the field of nursing. And I'm not talking about the male nurses right now. I'm strictly talking about the female nurses, because when I was graduating high school, what I noticed, it was a common theme. The girls who did not have the best attitude, the popular mean girls or the mean girls in general, all wanted to be nurses when we were graduating high school, and they became them. But it's very interesting because I know and you know that you're not an empathetic person. I know and you know that you're not an understanding person. I know and you know that you do not have the best attitude to deal with the general public. So why did you choose to become a nurse? Because they want the notoriety of the field. They want the bragging rights. They want the attention that comes with saying that you're a nurse, on top of them wanting the compensation. But they truly shouldn't be in this field, and it's not talked about enough. And I am not saying that it is every single nurse, every single female nurse that exists. What I am saying is there is a percentage of women who go into that field not because they are understanding, not because they want to help people, not because they enjoy and love everything about the human body. It is because they simply want the attention. They want the compensation. They feel it's something that the type of person they are should be doing.
Oh, okay, just give me 1 second. Hi, L&D. I have a mama in labor. She's talking about rectal pressure. You don't have to sit if you don't want to. You can go ahead and stand and sway, whatever is the most comfortable for you. No, I have not done her intake yet. The situation we're in right now, we're having a baby. Totally understand that, but we need an OB down here. I do not think she's gonna make it to L&D. Okay, deep breath. And blow it away. Okay, while we're in between this contraction, all I need to know is your name so I don't have to call you mama. If you have like a folder with your information, insurance, and stuff like that, you can give that to me. If not, that's no big deal. We're just gonna breathe and move through this. How many kids do you have? Is this your first? Your third, okay. Congratulations. And when's your due date? Okay, today, awesome. Your baby is punctual. Well, listen, I know you probably already know this because you are a veteran mom, but that rectal pressure is baby's head moving down your pelvis. Have you noticed any fluid or blood? Try not to push. I know it's really hard with that. A fetal ejection reflex, I don't know. I'm not really qualified to handle this, but an OB is on their way. Who's your actual doctor? Okay, well, even if I'm not qualified, I'm really happy to be part of this big day for you. Literally anything other than what that bitch did.
When a woman goes into labor and she goes into the emergency room, the lady at the front desk is supposed to say, "Are you in active labor?" If the answer is yes, they do not pass go, they do not collect $200, they go directly to labor and delivery. The ER and labor and delivery are two separate departments. At that point, it's labor and delivery's responsibility to collect all the information that they need, not the ER triage people. Let's just say there was some sort of a misunderstanding when the lady had gone in there to get checked in. She may have gone up to the front desk and said, "Yeah, we're supposed to come in to be induced today." So yeah, I can understand that if you're coming in to be induced, then yeah, you're not in active labor. You don't need to go back to labor and delivery right away. Then ER triage can get you checked in. And even if the mom and the daughter had said that they were coming in later on to be induced, from the video, it was clearly that she was in active labor. And in that situation, again, you don't pass go, you don't collect your $200. And some people are saying, well, the nurse was probably having black fatigue or she was just overworked. And well, if that's the case, then maybe she needs to go somewhere where there's a little bit more snow. Okay, I want to explain something about burnout. Working in the medical profession, yes, you can experience burnout. You can experience burnout at any job. However, when you're working at a job and people's lives are in your hand and you feel like you're just too stressed to actually show any sort of compassion, then you need to have a coworker or somebody else to step in for you. And I am still confused as to how this lady, this demon lady, was able to even come in contact with this mother who is labor in the first place. Like, whoever checked her in, when you walk through the door, there are people sitting at this counter collecting your information. What brings you in today, man? I have a baby. It feels like he's in my ass right now. That person should have immediately called labor and delivery. Don't tell her to have a seat for 30 minutes and somebody from triage will be right with you. And the mom was right. When she told her daughter, hey, when you found out that you were having your baby here, you should have switched your doctor. That leads me to believe that this whole hospital has some sort of issue and they need to be investigated. Like, the whole entire system.
If you walk into a hospital and they treated your pain like it didn't matter, what would you do? Because I know a lot of you all would not stay quiet.
Definitely, I wouldn't stay quiet because why am I in pain? And you can't even come and help me out. At least we'll pay for my bill. In this case, I am a patient, and you shouldn't draw a racist card on me because you should help with urgency.
Yeah.
But instead, what did she get? Ignorance.
Do you think nurses take everyone's pain seriously? Or do some people get ignored more than others?
Tell us in the comments how you feel about this situation, because it hasn't only happened to this one patient that we know. And we always tell you, these cameras are doing a lot of people wonders, because trust me, she will lose her job. And not only her, so many people will follow, because apparently people don't learn. These things have been happening. You are recorded being arrogant and doing your duties the wrong way. And what happens next? You're fired.
Yeah.
And you're going to the internet trying to beg for mercy and showing how sympathetic you are, but you had only one chance. When the camera starts recording, you have to behave. Come on. Even if you don't know the camera is recording. In real life, just be concerned about everyone else. I mean, love that person as your family member, as your closest person, because what if it were you or any other person close to you being treated that way? Would you really treat that scenario the same? Would you have acted the same, actually? Because to a point, people are no longer caring about, what did the Bible tell us? Be your brother's keeper, be your sister's keeper, love one another. And no one is apparently doing that right now.
No.
And people have to give out that colorism card, because this isn't one of us. So why would I prioritize her? I'd rather take another sick patient who is more close to me for via color than treat her well. Treat her well, and good things will come to you. You see? How do you expect God to reward you when you're not doing the community any good?
But we're talking about the camera was there or something. You know, when asking for a job, you're asking for that job because you're capable of, and you know that you are fit doing that job. You're a nurse, and you know very well that you're there to serve people and to serve them right. So if you know that you can't treat people well, why are you even there? What are you even doing? You may as well go ask for another job that really fits you, because that one doesn't even fit you.
I've remembered about this certain ordeal that happened in our area, about that artist who lost her life because she was apparently bleeding and she was rushed to hospital, and the hospital couldn't even help her until she had deposited a certain amount, so for them to be able to help her out. I mean, she's bleeding. You can literally see that. She's dying. In fact, she was dying. And until she had to deposit a certain amount of money, that's when you could have treated her. Now we lost her life. And then you left a bad image for the hospital. Come on. Is that really how God would really want us to be? Let's be good and nice to each other. Treat everyone fairly.
People, at the end of the day, no mom should have to beg for help, while she is literally bringing life into this world. That mom deserves attention, urgency, compassion, not silence. Don't you think so?
When it comes to a hospital, it's not like a church or a school or you won't go to the class because you haven't paid your fees. This is a hospital, literally. The patient is sick.
Yeah.
I can't just come to a hospital when I know I'm not sick. I'm in a critical condition. That's why I took that option to go to the hospital. Otherwise, I would have just gone to a chemist to take prescriptions. Rather, I just came to the hospital for real urgency. And this is what I get in return. Come on. This behavior should stop. Tell us in the comments how you feel about this.
Yeah.
And finally, credit goes to all the respective owners of the clips and content used in our video. Your thoughts and perspective made today's work possible.
And if you found this video educative and you really want to see more of this, kindly give us a thumbs up. And also, if you're new and you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe for us. We really appreciate if you do so.
And remember, this is where we call out bad behaviors for everyone who is in wrong. Remember to always stay good.
And we should be our brother's keeper.
Always. See you in the next one.